here.
Let's check the Empire. Oh, it's your boy, Karl Franz. So, Reichland, Aldorf. Faction effects look the same. They move the upkeep for Reichsguard and Great Swords from faction effect to Karl's Lord effect, and they increase the upkeep reduction. So they kind of want Karl to go further with Reichsguard and the Great Swords because he has the skills for them. All the Great Swords are solid throughout the campaign. The Reichsguard does have a stronger version, which are the Demigriffs, but you can still use the Reichsguard throughout because he's buff. Make them cheaper, yeah, no, they work. They're not Demigriffs though. Empire is in such a bad state at the moment, Pepe Hands. Yeah, Empire sucks. They need to double their technologies. Double income on Aldorf too. And give Gelt plus 50 power reserves. Volkmar should just get a larger mustache. And Marcus should just get double armor. I'll fix the Empire. Then it needs to also lower the upkeep on the Hellstone rocket batteries, make them lower tier. Make the steam tanks also free, but limit them to 1000, so it's balanced. Okay, let's not go crazy with 1000, make them 100. I'm fair here.
Now is the time, men of the Empire, to unite!
Oh man, this is my favorite lord. But this is still at the 1+. The Imperial RNG Authority. They did say they added more events to increase authority. But there is a worrisome thing to consider right now. The Empire has the largest early game known factions. I think nobody has more. So you start quite diplomatic at the beginning. They might not apply the replenish inside the Empire because you're kind of the same, but you can replenish without alliances. And there's a lot of factions around the Empire which will make the Empire's life harder. So the authority will be dropping quite a bit. It might make confederations harder initially. Which I think is great, because Empire should have a challenge and not an easy time. This should be a hard thing to manage. Harder thing to manage, and not just, you know, fill up Confederate, fill up Confederate, fill up Confederate. Should be on the brink while uniting the Empire. So there's definitely gonna be more elector counts dropping and authority dropping at the same time.
Unstoppable! It is time.
Not yet.
Summon the elector counts.
Okay, what I'm gonna see first. Let's check technologies. Still plus 15. Oh man, Empire is so fucking hard. Makes me really hard. Look at that, plus 15. So hard, this faction. Oh, looks like pretty much everything the same here. It's the same. They haven't fixed the war machines to make better sense with the steam tanks and the war wagons. War wagons did get fixed though. So war wagons still get shit technology. Okay. 7,000. Control +1, 25 relations with the Empire, Keys and Southern Realms. 50 with High Elves, 50 with Dwarves, 50 with Bretonia. So they still kept the old values. That's actually a lot. It's even more in Warhammer 3 than it's actually in Warhammer 2. Purge of the Foul. Okay, at least they had some sense. They lowered this by half. Used to be 10-10. They also added ogres here. Okay, the broken Empire technologies have been balanced. I think 5-5 is fine. 5 attack, 5 leadership here. Used to be 10. When fighting against elves, leadership missile resistance. This one is way worse. They didn't really need to change this one, but they halved it as well, so I guess it's fine. They should have just kept this one 10 missile resistance. But this is fine too. And leadership and weapon strength against the Chaos Arm. These are basically the friends of the Empire. They forgot to put Kate here. And these are the enemies of the Empire. If you never played this game before, never played the Empire, well, these are your friends, and these are your enemies. And that's how you can play the game, or you can just treat it as a sandbox. Some people don't know how to, play it, because, they put in a sandbox environment, they go pay Meldon how to play this, what to do, But your friends, your enemies. Make your friends happy with you, make your enemies dead. While this one is optional. Dark Elves will be your enemy, while you can work with High Elves, and a little bit harder with Wood Elves. So this is primarily for Wood Elves and Dark Elves, not High Elves. Because you have this one here. This one here is stupid high, so this one will not be against High Elves. So this one should work for Kate, right guys? They forgot about Kate on this one. So add Kate here and that's fine. I'm glad they actually balanced this. Well, for the player, these ones were incredibly powerful. On a half, they're still very good. Not the top priority anymore for 7,000. For the AI, way better. AI on Warhammer 2 on top of their bonuses, they were just really stupid shit. Although they will still have an edge against you. This is still excellent for the garrisons. It's no longer broken stuff. Well, don't need, don't want, you can't say such things, things should make sense. All units have battle skills, and this should make sense as well. If they don't need it, well, that's another thing. Like, you can make an argument, Casket of Souls don't have to be on battle skills, it's good. But that's not how you do the game. All units should have battle skills. You're saying that because Castle Soul is a good base, it doesn't need battle skills? Or they just forgot? No free wizard anymore? Wizard happens after the battle. Karl doesn't start with a hero, you have to do the battle for the wizard.
So?
Battle doesn't exist anymore? Ooh, no battle wizard. How am I never gonna get a lot of life wizard on the first battle? Well, beat the boys. I guess they'll fix it. And how am I never gonna get a Hellstone rocket battery if I'm never gonna be able to do the battle? You do start with a mortar now. Yeah, they changed the Karazakarak starting hero to engineer because it makes more sense. And that's an amazing one to start with. All the runesmiths are incredible nowadays as well. This is quite an impressive starting army. You get a heavy cavalry, which is above average. You get 2 high damage units, which players won't be able to use, so they're probably gonna use crossbow and archers anyways. You get a grinder, and you get a mortar. And Karl Franz starts with a weapon, which looks like a weapon. And guys, look at this. What do you notice here? That's a really good movement. What the hell? This almost tells me they increase the base movement on the campaign map. While you do have higher in Warhammer 3 and the Karl has extra 10, this has never been like this. It looks like the cost on the movement is lower, so they might have kept the movement and made the movement cost less at the same time. Isn't the province smaller? No, it's almost the same.
I am Prince and Emperor. I am Franz. They will obey. I see no other option.
Actually wonder what happens if you attack this first and not this first. So what do we have here? Pretty much standard stuff. Legendary General of the Empire. Big leadership for the army and cheaper Reisger great swords. Which means Karl starts with more money now. And store more cheaper. And you do have 500 more.
In the name of Magnus.
Imperial Pegasus is still 3 points. Huh. So you get them for free and then you have to put the rest of the points. It's kind of cool the mounts are gonna change like this now. I did love the free mounts thing. I just don't like that they get equipped automatically. Ooh. Leader of Men now has additional thing there. Now it is actually a good skill. Lower upkeep reduction for Rising Greatswords on top of everything. Now we're gonna use Reisger and Greatsword even more in his army. And he's gonna have even larger Encourage aura, which is not really needed because his army gets 8 more leadership. Yeah, this is a outdated thing from Warhammer 1 that never got changed. I should just increase the base stats on Pegasus and then move the skill points. That would be the right way to do. Best of the Empire, still the same. Kinda poor, really, skill, if you ask me. You do get +3 Lord Recruit ranks. This is kind of poor opening on a Legend Lord. The Karl Franz suffers from having old Warhammer 1 unique skills, which will get there one day. Imperial Special Forces, 8 attack and 10 on large for Reisguard. Well, you might think Reisguard, well, Demigryphs are stronger. But Karl Franz Reisguard have at least 40% upkeep reduction. And when you add additional 8 attack and 10 anti-large on them, you don't have to replace with Demigryphs. Unless they all die. But even then, you can still use Reisguard, I think, pretty well with him. It is made around the flavor of great swords in the Reichsguard. Well, the Reichsguard will work. It's a unit that really needs experience, battle skills, technologies, get those bonuses going. The Emigres will always be better. At least Karl makes the Reichsguard more special, which is, I guess, fine. $40 upkeep production is a lot. Emperor's Man makes the great swords over the top. The great swords will literally fight to the death and they get additional 15 armor. I think it's a bad move to give great swords 8 more leadership. Karl only gives the whole army 8 leadership. They should have given something else to the great swords instead of 8 leadership here. Well, 15 armor already is good enough. This could have been like attack instead of leadership. Heroic Knightly Band, still local province, feels bad, man. One day will get changed. Upkeep production for the army and lower recruiting for the army. Upkeep production is always good. So 15, 15, 25, 50% upkeep production for Reichsguard and Great Swords. That is incredible. With no supply lines. And Emperor Journey gives Karl Unbreakable and more damage. On a Dead Claw, you get a strong fighter. Well, supply lines used to be 15% brace, now they're 4%. That's a huge change. I like they changed this one. Hopefully they did. They have this changed on Generals of the Empire as well. This got nerfed from 8 to 6. The reason why they did this, it's not just because the Warhammer 3.1 had lower values, but initially the AI bonuses have been toned down from difficulty. So big picture, you know, sure, get more skills as well. This is like a mix of everything. I could also just, you know, lowering this by 2, which is 2%, or increasing the other ones by 2, you know. It looks like they made more work for them, for themselves, by had to lower everything from before instead of increasing slightly new stuff. Nine armor and 9 charge bonus for here. It used to be 12. So this skills is even worse now. Speed Horse should probably be removed, and they should just be put on the Honest Steel. And the Great Sword should be moved to the Emperor's Finest. So all infantry is here, or cavalry is here. But you know, it requires rocket scientists for that. A little bit damage reduction. This one. This looks like this one didn't even change. Keep this one like the. Or wagons should also be on pistol core, but yeah, let's not go into that. I'll talk about that many times. This one is trash. Taste for battle got nerfed, 5% physical resistance, still pretty good. Well, the Rise will get a very good veteran battle skill, but yeah. Well, we can definitely, you know, one day see a Rise Guard in Warhammer 3, right? Like we did in Warhammer 2. The generic stuff here. This is like real generic stuff. Stuff like this should be something more interesting, and all this should be combined. This is okay. Quartermaster 9 and Headhunter Has upkeep production, more movement range now, also low recruit rank. So Karl Franz has 67% reduction to great swords and Rise Guard, and 27% upkeep reduction for the rest of the units. Pretty damn good. Hopefully the AI will recruit a lot of Rise Guard and great swords with Karl. Keep on with the flavor. And the Karl on Deathclaw with items is pretty good as fighting. He's not like the most incredible fighter lord, but for the Empire it's pretty damn good. So that alone, you know, it's fun to use. And then apply the Greats on the Rise Guard with the rest is cool as well. Like using too much range with Karl in the army feels like doesn't really do much. Put Karl into a position where he could show his good value or his qualities. Well, every Empire army should have, you know, things to deal with most situations. There's a Beast Slayer. That's come on, the Rune Fangs, just a standard weapon. Galmaraz, well, looks, you know, kind of nothing special, but it still looks like, at least looks like a weapon, unlike all those weapons we listed on the Great Book of Bugs. It has 8 attack, it has 10% weapon strength, redundant magical attacks, post-battle loot, campaign skill. It has 1, 2 campaign stuff. This one doesn't work. 8 attack, 10 weapon strength with an ability. At least it looks like a weapon. Allegiance with the Empire. Allegiance point gain 25% for alliances with the Empire. Control +1 all provinces. Alliances with the Empire, huh?
The Empire.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with us?
Alliances with the Empire. But the Empire is already as one with no replenishment, but they require alliance for replenishment, but they can't ally with each other.
All right. Approach as friend and make your offer.
Oh. The whole system needs more polish. Like, for example, the Empire is supposed to be one, and like, you can ally with them, but you have to work with them. So military access should probably be counted as alliance for the allegiance system and replenishment. So for the Empire, it should be accepted from this thing, and once the Empire has military access with a faction, it should work as same as the alliance. This should count as an alliance for the Empire system. But it's rocket science. But this system still needs more polish and work.
Bring me to my men.
The Silver Seal still amazing. That's how you do a unique item. Very powerful. Is Marine part of the Empire now? It's probably the same as before. Regarding the mechanics, is part of the Empire. Regarding diplomacy, is not part of the part of the Empire as well. So they got both ways. You can interact with them because they're the Empire, but you can't interact with them because they're not the Empire for the mechanic. Okay, I mixed it up. Limbo Marienburg is the Empire and not the Empire at the same time. The items are the same. The Silver Seal is incredible. Galmaraz is just acceptable. It's not as bad as those other weapons they put on in the book, but yeah. There's a lot of Warhammer 1 issues that, you know, would make more sense if they updated it, but it's probably gonna take another rework for this stuff. Does look pretty good now with some more of this stuff. Even better flavor. And most importantly, Karl Franz now has 10 extra skills.
Sigma's will. You dare come at me making demands? Call yourself men of the Empire?
So Marienburg is not part of the Empire on the mechanic, but they are part of the Empire in diplomacy. That's what I wanted to say, so it's kind of a little bit confusing, you know. Yeah, this system does need work, but the base is here. They can definitely put more work into it. It's a good base, but more work required. Polish the bugs and add a few more features like the military access, providing alliance, and because you know you still need alliance mechanic, but since you can ally with the Empire, you still you would need to get benefits from being an alliance without getting an alliance. That's why the military access should provide it, for example. Some of my guys' phone is ringing. Be back. Be back, boys. Reichsford should be tier 3.
The nation calls.
What is this execute captive crap, man? Where's the leadership buff? This is a really bad one. This is one of the worst things we've seen in Mortal Emperor so far. Kill the captives and you get 100 experience in all units. Instead of 5% replenishable money. This doesn't scale with anything. There could be 3000 captives here, or 100, this is the same. All this will scale with it.
Ready.
Valiant defeat, huh? That's strange.
No peace. Just
It looks like they buffed the Garrison stuff.
Raise your weapons. Men, war calls. Attack.
Still have to wait 15 turns for the cut up great swords.
Men, we must attack.
I just want to see if they change the Reichsword.
Men, I will fight with you.
The Empire. Yes, my lord.
We're just gonna skip a couple of turns and see. There's no reason to keep the unique one on tier 4 if regular one is tier 3. That's really bad for the Reichsguard progression. That is, if they wanna have us use Reichsguard on Karl Franz, that one should be tier 3.
The nation calls.
He doesn't get the unique one. No change for General of the Empire, man. That's so underwhelming. Lectors are ridiculous, even in their first version compared to Generals. The Generals are still the same. Although the Griffin is still okay for fighting, it can compare with the Lector.
Into battle. Summon the Elector Counts.
So Reichsfort is tier 3. While the Castle Reisgard is tier 4. Why does Aldorf get Reisgard on tier 4 while any other place on tier 3? It makes no sense. So Karl Franz can have a really cheap Reisgard. It's I actually really like that. But you do get 5 ranks for the Reisgard and lower upkeep as well. And you know, that's one of these are tough to swallow if they wanna get the flavor recall for this. It's a tier 3 unit, but landmark's tier 4. Well, the landmark is good. You can just build the menagerie instead. You do get a much more expensive unit, but a way more powerful unit. Well, Reisgard is above average, the Demigryphs are great. Karl has very cheap Reisgard, and the fact you can recruit them veterans immediately is actually goes well with Karl's flavor. With the taste of battle. So Reisgard immediately gets this. On top of this, you get this, and this makes them closer to Demigryphs initially. I can definitely see using more Reisgard with that upkeep reduction. At least it's a flavor unit. I mean, it's Reichland. If you know to use Reichsguard, I miss a little bit of flavor of it, right? The Empire still seems to have pricey buildings. Well, the biggest change now is the Aldorf Garrison. The unique garrisons are no more. That's a balanced change, if nothing else. Well, the Empire garrisons, I think, is fine due to technologies. It's definitely gonna be a little bit tougher than before. Tier 3 Garrison is solid. And as we go higher, they're pretty good. So they remove unique Garrison, but they don't give us option to build the extra Garrison. And Castle Reisgard does not provide Garrison. So it would make sense if the Castle Reisgard provided some Garrison. This is Castle Reichsguard, Reichsguard headquarters, the capital Reichsfort, home of the Imperious Order of the Reichsguard. Let's see some random Reichsfort.
What?
Oh, look at this. Garrison of 2 Reichsguard. Big nerf to the Aldorf Garrison, really big. If they do a change like this, they should definitely think about what kind of effect it will have, because this cause is pretty poor. They should have just added more garrisons elsewhere, like military buildings or Castle Reichsguard. Castle Reichsguard adding garrison would definitely make this building really good. They should not really add a wall here. Castle Reichsguard should probably add more garrison. Castle Reichsguard could add some great swords and Reichsguard, right? Well, I like the balance change in the garrisons. They haven't put much thought into it, how it's going to affect things. The fact that the capital of the Empire, is going to have some of the worst garrison of all of the Empire cities. It's weird just because they forgot. So either bring back the garrison building, or even better, since there is a landmark called Castle Reichsguard, just make this our garrison. So we can actually build it and have some flavor with Reichsguard, right? All the garrison is base is good for tier 5 is really bad. Especially because there is no additional garrison. It's still the same. So the faction income got nerfed, same way with the Empire, with dwarves. More lord recruit ranks, always good, especially with Reichsland. You guys get +3 from Karl. If those Emperor captain ranks would work from Karl faction wide, this would be nice additional too. We know all these things in the Great Book of Bugs will literally have 1,000 entries. This is just like the obvious shit, which they just forgot to change over the years. I'm talking about stuff like this.
I command here.
Local province, while every other character has faction-wide. 4 ranks is not a small amount to add up, especially later on. Emperor Captain gotta be the worst base without any flavor in the game. It looks like they removed the mage building finally. That was definitely not intended. If there's a landmark of that building, it should just have this, because it was some of the Castle Reichsguard. Because they had 2 Battle Wizards buildings, now it's back to 1. That was a bug that never fixed in Warhammer 2. Russian buildings are still crap. Nice amount of recruit ranks for Emperor Captains. I mean, Karl Franz is supposed to have a nice bonus for Emperor Captains. Recruit Volkmar for priests and Gelt for Battle Wizards, but his skill is only a local. This one should be tier 3, and this one should be tier 3 as well. This one should be on tier 3, and this one should be on tier 3. I mean, stuff like this, you know, it's just like common sense. Is it me or they added income to the pastures? I don't remember this having income before. Yeah, this city can grow pretty fast, so it's not the end of the world if you need tier 4. You're gonna be managing the empire anyways. So tier 1 empire settle the garrison is better than before. Tier 2 is better than before. And tier 3... well, it does have 2 additional units, so it's kind of better than before. Reichland is one of the fastest provinces you can get to tier 4. Still has 4 regions, access to 5 growth buildings, growth commandment, port. Yeah, having no halberds, that's a balancing thing they did. Halberds are on the regular garrison. Crossmen do have 6 AP. What's the crossman reload time now?
I am Prince and Emperor.
The spearman is still showing this building for some reason. 13 seconds, holy shit. Well, the crossbows have definitely been nerfed. That's a huge base. Gonna affect the garrisons quite a bit. They removed the heroes from the garrison. That was a hidden bug on range before in the game that's not supposed to work. Well, factions that have access to volley fire will have the prioritize volley fire. Otherwise, a lot of these base range units will be really bad.
As is my right by Sigmar's crown. Bring me to my men.
To the provinces. Arch Lector.
Magic attacks, huh? Oh, they fixed the Arch Lectors. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. Like, you know, I've been talking about the durations of the buffs and debuffs in the game, and how there's a huge issue with it. You know, usually prefer damage. Those buffs, debuffs, and not really have good durations. Look at the Arch Lector, for example. 50 seconds. 50. You know what units can do for 50 seconds, 24 attack if you buff to like 2-3 of them? They will destroy. "20 ward save, 50 seconds. That's how you do buffs. And this is why Arch Lectors rule. That's how you do buffs. The Arch Lector wasn't supposed to have those skills were bugged. But it looks like they removed their original skills. So they removed the bug skills and they removed the original skills. So Arch-Lectors lost a couple of skills because they removed everything. Just CA guys, give them some time. Arch-Lectors always had those unique skills for their flavor. Now they lost it because they removed everything. But still, Arch-Lectors are way superior to the Generals of the Empire. Generals of the Empire are just really bad. If they remove that quest battle for Karl Franz, they should add Karl Emperor Captain Sergeant campaign.
Protector of the weak.
What's the quarry?
Huntsman is decent. Huntsman decent, but for how the Emperor should fight, Arch-Lector is best. I mean, look at this. Click. Stormhawk British Greatswords, click. Huntsman is okay, but Arch-Lectors are currently best for the Empire. Huntsman is fine, but can be the Arch-Lector. Because if you want to utilize everything Empire has to offer, you're going to need a priest and a mage in the army, battle wizard in the army. And what's better than a battle priest and a battle wizard in the army? Well, two of them. And you can have an Arch-Lector and a warrior priest. And those buffs actually stack with each other. Because they're gonna be not the same. And you can cover more of the formation. Huntsman was released with Nakai. Play a sound. The fact Arch-Lector is tanky and has the battle prayers makes him the best one to lead the Empire army. Until they rework the Generals of the Empire with some flavor, Huntsmen have some, but they're not good enough for the big picture. Arch-Lector is Arch-Lector. The Empire is still missing a worship part of the Empire. The fate part of the Empire doesn't exist. So one day, I mean, look at Volkmar. So they forget to rework worship buildings. Actually, add the fate part of the Empire, and what they do, they give Volkmar free company militia, Emperor Knights, and shit like this, because you know they're waiting for Empire rework in 3 years, so they can, bam, charge you another $20. And revive the hype for the game again. You know, smart. They don't want to list everything at once, and they can't really. So looks like Stun Reichland here. So this is one of my favorite faction. Surprise, surprise. They don't have the budget to make that much content.
In the name of Magnus.
Have you seen the Wood Elf rework?
Who calls?
Who calls? Oh, please, don't be a shitty Empire faction. Please, don't be a shitty Empire faction. So we got the Battle Wizard guy. There's a great cannon now in the army. If Gelt still has the same mechanics as Karl, that's so shitty. Makes him like one of the worst factions in the game, just lazy, half-ass shit. It makes also Karl look worse cause his mechanics is not unique. And what's worse, it's half-assed and bugged and not polished. Gelt is just an incredible lord, also a lot of fun, but his faction got fucking butchered. Dog shit. Lazy implemented. Not even some shitty minor mechanic. Just clone over the Reichland and, you know, have fun with the bugs and lack of polish and features. Oh man. Lazy fuckers. Small indie bakery. Such a cool lord with such a shitty faction. You see this here? Tier 3, Tier 5. There's no reason to make to not make all of this Tier 3 and Tier 5 as well. Damn. Yeah, the Wolf's Garrison got nerfed. Balanced. Still a mortar there. Get 2 guns on Tier 3. 3 guns on Tier 5. Didn't this place used to be Tier 2 and started with a field or wine market? I forgot about that.
You summon me.
Look at Balthasar Gelt, the elector count of Fail Solent. Because, you know, the Golden Order doesn't have anything better to do than do politics. Because, you know, the Emperor is fucking incompetent and can't manage politics in the fucking Empire. It's time for the new Emperor. Emperor Gelt. One day they're gonna delete this shit and give this guy a proper mechanic. So fucking terrible. The ruined Gelt. At least you can confederate him and play Karl. This is how you do a fucked up botched job. This is an even worse botched job than Azak's faction. At least Azak's faction is on your side of the map.
Direct me.
So nothing new for the Empire captains. Still stuck in Warhammer 1. I mean, you get a flyer fighter, but this is stuck in Warhammer 1.
Let us begin.
So Gel has still a ridiculous lot of metal, absolutely crazy insanity levels. Which makes him super powerful. Looks like this stuff is fine. Where is the OCD guy for this one? Why didn't he make this one plus 10? Hero recruit rank plus 2 for battle wizards faction wide, but Karl Franz heavy the local province. This faction has the best garrisons. The low troops are literally almost armored. Cloak on molten metal, that's the enchanted item. Now you get 50 missile resist, some other resistance, which is good. There's a lot for enchanted item. For missile resistance alone, this item is pretty good because the Gelt needs it. The rest don't really matter because, you know, could be whatever. Like these two are very good for Gelt. These two also help a little bit around, while glittering robe, who even casts that shit. Amulet of Sea Gold, let's see. That's a poor translation, unfortunately. Should have been a ward save on a lower amount. Well, I guess he got some speed, but he's only gonna be really fast. 5. Still usable. Staff of Volans. Hero capacity +1 for Battle Wizard. Hero recruit rank +1 for Battle Wizard's local province. This might be done by the same guy who did the Kairos' item. He still works at the company. Staff of Volans lost the power reserves. Instead of adding a little bit power reserve, they added mega power recharge. But the power recharge has limits. How does this make any sense? Making it higher doesn't mean you're gonna get more because it's limited. So ability on the South Volans got nerfed to the ground. Isn't power recharge limited to 1 per 2 seconds? One per one. You basically just do a 1 per 1 with this. Mike says, in other words, great swords still suck. A ***. Well, go on Reddit, Mike, and make a topic. Make sure they buff their great sword next patch, so we can enjoy the Empire finally. Wizard magic power reserve capacity +20. Well, he gets a very good set bonus, so you're gonna want to use all 3. At least they did a good set bonus, even if this one got botched. That's what, 5 additional wizards? One day Empire will shine. One day Empire will be good. Well, Gelt is incredibly fun, but goddamn, his faction is such dog shit. I could have given him some minor mechanic like Imrik and not this copy pasta makes Karl look bad. This is a good Confederation target. Oh, he wants to go into the vampires, huh? Pretty straightforward here. We haven't really checked all the races so far, but strongest, I don't know. The craziest thing we've seen so far, really, was Isabella, because of Vlad starting with all the items. Be'lakor looks ridiculous, and Arkan, compared to what he was. That's the biggest surprises so far.
Is it time?
We haven't seen Dark Elves yet, no.
My axe thirsts for war.
It looks like they nerfed the Garrison stuff as well. It's still pretty good though.
Now's the time.
The AI, when it chases, it tends to drop orders if the enemy is shattered, from my experience. When they shatter initially, and sometimes when they're chasing further. More often when they break the first time. But you could also have guard mode on. How's Gromberdal? Gromberdal looks amazing. I mean, Gromberdal's always been amazing. It's like, they can't fuck up Gromberdal.
Bring me to my men.
Elites, gather.
Do not waste my potential.
Never waver.
The Hans Marshall Expedition. That's one of the cooler DLC factions, they ask me. Not biased at all. Hold on, this is a recommended first campaign that with that rework for new players. What the hell? But they're definitely buffing the Empire, boys. This is probably the best thing CA has ever done. Recommend Karl Franz as the first campaign. There's gonna be so many people bitching about this. They're gonna buff and rework this probably as early as 2024. Empire probably gonna have a tough time due to all the changes and that half-assed rework. This one has this faction has a lot of going, but this is a really cool faction with some strong stuff. Doesn't look like there's anything really changed here. This kind of scares you, you know. Limited roster, only basic units and middle recruitable. Ooh, limited roster, yeah. Limited my ass. It's like, look at this. It's even in red. New players trying to kill Vlad. When you think about it, the Emperor now has to deal with Vlad and Festus, and those guys just won't die. They probably have also very strong out result against the minor factions. The most unique thing about this faction is Emperor in Lastria with a set of unique heroes. And you get additional way to recruit units, which is not limited in any way they say. There's actually natural, perhaps you naturally progress in the campaign, even better than the regular Empire.
Anything that stands before me in the hope of defeating the Empire will meet its end by my bow. It is the Emperor's will.
Maybe Karl can ally with Marcus and Volkmar and they can work together.
The expedition is eager.
They fixed the war wagons. Let's actually see that. His starting army looks pretty poor, but it's not poor. They just add a couple of extra units, so it looks poor. Just remove those 3 spearmen and it looks good. Well, with ranged character, you usually just leave them to fire at will, position to shoot an elite unit. And in battles where you're going to need them, they're going to be useful. And in battles where you don't know you're going to need them, just leave them on fire at will.
Yes, General! Spearmen!
Missiles at the ready!
Maybe it's because of scaling corruption. I'm just checking just checking one thing here. It's a very good range attack, but the range is 180 compared to Aletanar. They added this thing here. So they activate and don't get to go away as a balancing thing. We're checking the war wagons. They've been patched after a couple of years finally.
Taking position.
So war wagons have proper speed now and proper weapons.
Receive!
Yeah, the damage is noticeable.
Marcus Wulfhart!
For the Heldenhammer!
Quick march! Stay close!
For the Emperor!
The fact they're harassing the approach is pretty cool. I'm a little bit worried about the reload times once you get the buffs going.
By Galmaraz! At speed! Sigmar calls!
Take aim. Fire at will.
Sigmar! Sigmar guides us! To battle!
Looks like getting stuck on a very low scale mass unit. It didn't seem. Didn't seem normal there. Still another single casualty though.
The Empire endures.
They do have woodsman. The AI seems to have the. This is the only way to explain that the AI has the mass buff.
Swordsman, go! Yes, General.
Marcus Wulfhart!
Accord! We obey!
Sir, by Galmaraz.
Go! Yes, General!
Fights with us this day. We are here men. What a fate of fear.
Yes, sir! Moving now! Now! And kill! Take the ground! In the name of the twin-tailed comet,
The Empire endures! Quick march! In my sights!
for the Emperor!
State troops ready.
Sigmar calls!
Still not out of armor or 7200 damage.
No!
And we're losing the shots in the trees after the initial
For the Warhammer!
flight.
Prepare for combat!
really easy to hit because of 12 defense. Yeah, the damage is definitely up there. Definitely up there.
As I hold guard,
The monstrous shall be.
There's, I think, two different technologies in the other empire. Let's see if that is still there. Like half of those shots were getting stuck in the trees too. Sleds are better because they're tougher. War wagons are pretty much a transport for shooters, where the sleds is also a combat unit. War wagons should only fight when you're desperate to fight with them. Or if the unit can defend themselves, like, you know, against those slingers.
I've got your backs, so watch mine.
Replenish for this guy, huh?
I've no time for human baggage. Huntsman of the Empire.
Pretty much just the bow here still. Will change here. Really poor melee stats, but they at least have some armor. Their basic battle skills is real time reduction and ward save. They only have shoot pretty fast. This artillery master gives them some more range. They're gonna be running out of ammo so fast. Then you look at the technologies, there is nothing for them. This is the only buff for war wagons. This all should apply to war wagons if it's artillery, and this if it's regular ones. This is different for him hunting advances. Better supply units, replenishment control, construction costs for the ports, cheaper phase for construction, and additional detachment of reinforcement every imperial supply delivery. Next care package will arrive in 4 turns.
Yes.
Skaven again with their looks like the basic scale garrison cannot really be able to resolve properly anymore. I'm not gonna be checking that. Let's see that care package if it's still the same. This is his 4 new heroes. Master Engineer, one of them. So this is a tier 1 settlement. No landmark. It's got the creeping jungle on the port. Capital is now Spectazuma with gems.
Unflinching.
And you still have no idea of Empire existing. Ability rating starts at higher now.
Marcus Wulfhart.
Let's see that care package. What's the first care package? So just imagine you start Karl Franz campaign in 4 turns. You get for you know, units you can pick between a care package. Like you don't even need to bother recruiting with this guy. Just get you know, units like that.
A nation calls. Gather supplies, man the lookouts.
Let's see what we get. Might as well check since we're here. Look at that nice clear water. When you go for a nice swim and a bunch of guerrilla skinks come out of nowhere. On turn. Let's see what they give Marcus. Mr. Warnberg says, yesterday I beat an army of dwarves with just Skaven slaves and a bomb breaker. One unit of slaves got over 100 kills. What difficulty was that on? Very hard, very hard. Yeah. So look what happens on turn 5. Karl doesn't get this in turn 5. You can actually get more war wagons, bunch of cavalry, outriders with grenade launchers, great cannons, or some front line.
Marcus Wulfhart.
And look at this, they're very expensive to get into the army. Limited roster, only basic units are immediately recruitable. Next one is in 5th turns though. But as you increase the hostility, they get dispatched faster. And look at this, these troops are rank 2 immediately. If I'm not mistaken, these troops always have the basic requirement for the next rank. So rank 0 to 1 is gonna be the same as rank 8 to 9. So they also rank up faster unless they change that. And if you're worried about the lizardmen, you just get this stick, right? But looks here, they're rank 2 and it requires 900 experience for rank. So it looks like it's still the same as before. Okay, let's see the biggest change in the Empire now. Karl Franz doesn't get any of those units because he has to send them to Marcus.
Summon the elected
Volkmar the Grim now leads his own faction, called the Cult of Sigmar. Volkmar is able to collect and seal the books of Nagash, increasing his military prowess and preventing them from being exploited by others. So both Volkmar and Manfred are now in Southlands looking for the books of Nagash. Hero recruit rank +4 for witch hunters and warrior priests, nice for armies and campaign map. Honors versus infantry +8 for flagellants, emperor knights and free company militia units, all faction. And the whole faction has lower cooldown on battle prayers and accusation. Volkmar, warrior priests, arch-lectors, all included. So those powerful buffs, well, they're gonna be active more over time. Volkmar's lot effects, control +4 in the local province, and his army gets additional physical resistance and melee defense with flagellants, Emperor Knights, and Free Company Militia. We played Volkmar when they changed this thing with Emperor Knights, Free Company Militia, and flagellants, and those units were pretty good for him early on. And the fact both flagellants and the Emperor Knights get anti-infantry, and the Free Company Militia can also get on his unique skill AP, makes all of these units good. Let's see what he started with. He starts in Southlands, Sarenburg. The Knights of the Blazing Sun are not Emperor Knights now. But they are pretty much in the same category. He used to start with Knights on Blazing Sun, it used to be like the only thing. Look at this guy, just average Empire Joes and Steves and Bobs fighting the Force of Darkness. You're just you guys, pretty much. You guys, if you ever left the house.
This place and strike down any who dare to rise again. By the comet, that is my decree!
Okay, that's cool. There's a bar on the top. Ooh, looks promising. Tier 2 Sarenburg. Let's see how diplomacy looks first. And looks like Volkmar has also lost contact with Karl Franz. Karl Franz got a new phone and he forgot to download that app that switches everything to the from the old to the new phone. Only at war with Doom Kingdoms.
Yes, blessed is this action.
Like the usual stuff. Starts the Grand Hammer of Sigmar. This thing has a 6-second cooldown. That's crazy. Volkmar is basically a support lord. He's like a legendary version of Arch-Lector. So this is cooled in 90 seconds, but due to his campaign effect, it's down to 60 seconds. But there is more. There is a second nature which lowers the cooldown by another 50%, to a total reduction of 83%. Guarded Warhorse and Altar of Sigmar. Altar of Sigmar grants him banishment, unbreakable, and a lots of toughness, plus terror and some questionable fighting capabilities. Usual stuff on the top: brass lunge, hold the line, Sigmar sword. These are his unique skills. Mere Mortal Man, 40 relations with the Empire, Kislev, and Southern Realms. That's actually really a lot. That's without counting his tech. Blessed Bullets for Free Company Militia. Could be magic as well, but I think they're just armor piercing, which makes Free Company Militia quite intimidating, because there is... oh, no, Free Company Militia is army, what? So Free Company Militia has 120 shooters. Now imagine this, 120 shooters with armor piercing bullets that have a half a reload time of handgunner. That's a lot of damage.
Blessings of Sigmar upon you.
And they do get Frenzy. War Eternal. Wayfare for all these units, speed for all these units, and charge bonus for all these units. Tools of Absolution. The whole army gets flaming attacks and 3 more armor piercing weapon damage. Double is decelerate. Basically, this thing is how fast the unit gets to max speed and how fast it stops, which is kind of weird thing, really. Blessed Holy War. Hero action success chance plus 15% for warrior priests and witch hunters in the local region. Thank you everybody for abusing this skill in Warhammer 2. Now it's nerfed. Hero capacity plus 1 for warrior priests, hero capacity plus 1 for witch hunters, and corruption minus 2 in local province. Still get a capacity for warrior priest and a witch hunter. And the last one, Work of God, big replenishment buff, and the whole army gets Strength Independent, which is the crazy thing. Every single unit in the army gets Strength Independent. They get toughness, and if they start losing, they get again. Other on very fast cool on these prayers, and his real tough mount. He has another ward save ability. And he does get access to regeneration here. A strong regeneration on best talismans. 20 ward save and 0.2 heal per second. And he has 6600 health. With his playstyle, probably gets bloody and has access to another 15% health with a lot of ward save and a lot of abilities that grants him ward save. He's a literally crazy grinder guy, and also quite annoying if you have to fight him as the AI. His staff of command a little bit over the place, but it still looks like a weapon. Nothing special though. They got 3 control in all provinces, which is not really special anymore. But you know, stun of familiarity is called pasta here. Battle loot, 6 attacks, magical attacks. The weapon strength doesn't really matter much for him, because the chariot is really slow dealing damage. Set bonus, control plus 1 all provinces, and additional charge bonus for flagellants, Emperor Knights, Free Company Militia. The Emperor Knights with additional AP, additional charge, they definitely look like something. And I am fairly sure it works on the Elector Count state troops. So you can have some really nice fun with the Volkmar and Elector state troops. When it says Volkmar Emperor Knights, well, the Emperor Knights are solely with this boss early on. You get access to a variety of Emperor Knights. like the stubborn bulls, which are basically like questing knights. And questing knights with all these buffs are actually formidable. I can get more of these units. So you know all these Emperor Knights varieties you get from the Empire? Well, Volkmar actually makes them usable, not just an emergency unit. Yeah, let's see. How does he get access to these troops? I can actually get them by selling books on Nagash. Didn't add the book here, but they added it here, huh? So it looks like technology is pretty much the same, except this area here, which is different among the Empire. I think Golden Order has the same one as Reichland. Fanatic's Decree. 50% lower upkeep from the Flagellants, more speed for Flagellants, more missiles for Flagellants. Effect range 25% for Grand Hammer of Sigmar and Grand Shield of Fate. So it gets another, what, 10 meters range. Knights Blazing Sun equals Emperor Knight. For battle skills, yes, but it's not an Emperor Knight unit. This is a weird one. Oh, this is interesting.
The righteous hammer of Sigmar.
Did he used to start with Other Souls?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no! Game might have to be like this. What the fuck is this shit? 1 point for 2 leadership, 2 points for 5 leadership. Some serious brain damage. But at least, you know, he's still assassin and armor blocker. Books of Nagash, let's see what they've done with Volkmar. So they get Righteous Zeal, Research Trades, Post-Battle Loot. What the... Hero recruit rank plus 5 for which one is Warrior Priest. That's on top of already his 4, so gets rank 10 ones. Cooldown minus 75% for Battle Prayers. Hold on. Are you telling me Volkmar is gonna have this click, permanent? He's gonna click, just gonna rain over missile fire. That's interesting. Tiring. You can get the book from Arkan. I don't like that you can interact with Arkan like that. So, what the? All armies, 8 leadership, 8 attack, 8 defense. Probably for garrisons too. Where is this one? White Tower Horde. Looks like we're gonna have to visit the High Elves with some mortars. So Volkmar gets shit like this, meanwhile Azak and Gelt get dick. And not the one they want. Experience gain plus 20% for lords and heroes. Character experience gain per turn plus 1 for all characters. They don't give Manfred really bare-ass copy-pasta books. They give Volkmar like the sky. Your empire, you get everything. Your vampire, you get something. And the best thing is you can double Manfred books. Like, you know, like double of crap is still, you know, 2 times crap on half of them. What the? Causes attrition to enemy armies within your territory and grants you immune to attrition. Well, Garrison Gelt. Garrison Gelt and his shit-ass faction. What does this thing even do? Grants ancillary Mother's Ruin, so you get a weapon. So you get the swords, the items of the Empire. He even gets all the items. He even gets all the items and all the units and all the upgrade production without even controlling the Empire. And look at this. He even gets up to 15% ward save for all characters, including Volkmar. How the fuck are you gonna kill Volkmar these days? Volkmar is only like a god melee expert. And Gelt gets Golden Reichland. Copy pasta dog shit. Well, at least they've done Volkmar's justice, because Volkmar is pretty cool. Well, Marconis, you're missing the point. You get all this shit and then you have some fun. Stuff like this makes the longer campaign more fun. So Marconis, the party pooper, doesn't get it. This is why we play longer campaigns, because of shit like this. Okay, guys, they didn't give him everything. They didn't give him landmark here. But he still gets better garrison option than Altdorf. Well, they'll remember the next patch to add Garrison to Altdorf, and they'll remember to add landmark here, right? I'd like to see a unique port in this one. With Empire and landing in Southlands.
Volkmar.
Pretty nice. Volkmar looks amazing. Well, they done Volkmar justice, so both Volkmar and what's his name, who, you know who, the other guy, I'm not saying, they finally look like DLC lords. This is one of the first DLCs, the Grim and the Grave, and they finally look like they got their their proper inclusion in the game. Pretty cool stuff, pretty cool stuff. Was not the very first DLC? I think the first DLC was Beastman. I mean, I don't count Chaos as the first DLC. Chaos was just unethical trash. Volkmar does look amazing. Do you have anything else to check here? So, desert is suitable for Cult of Sigmar, but not for the demons. It can be right. Let's go check Scarbrand. Desert, they might have fixed it. Bugger has a pyramid viper.
I am ready.
There's no way they fucked this one up like they did in Realm of Chaos. Demons should have all climate option available, and if they really want to force climate mechanic on the demons, they should attach it to corruption. We have seen now with Boris, they can modify these things specifically. So, demons, climate should be attached to corruption. Demons should be really strong when corruption is high, and demons should be very strong when winds of magic are blowing hard. But they do not really seem like that. Well, they may put it from uninhabitable to unpleasant. Poor demons. They'll spread 100 corruption in Resetra, but it'll still be unpleasant to them. They won't be able to manifest as the hot Tomb King ladies. Like, this is dog shit. All climates available to demons tied to fucking corruption. Okay, that's the Empire. Volkmar looks very good. I'm tempted to play Reichland first, but I need to resist. What's next?